Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hometown Sports Corner Sports Talk with Jamie Hughes. Just getting in from tonight's basketball action where the Knott County Central Patriots played the Owsley County Owls. We'll talk about that game and also talk about the top 10 from the 14th and 15th region. We got a big grade school game coming up tomorrow night. That, of course, will also lead us to talk about our top 10 in middle school, grade school action. A lot of things to discuss. And also want to find out how your Christmas went, what you're most excited about in the upcoming year, and what you think maybe was the biggest moment in sports for 2024. I'll give you my top, I don't want to say top 10, but we'll talk about some of them. All that and more right here on Hometown Sports Corner Sports Talk. We'll be back after this. Hyman Tire and Auto Parts wants to say thank you to all their loyal customers who have shopped with them this year. They also like to say they appreciate the opportunity to earn your business and are proud that so many of you choose to return to them time and time again for their great service. Don't forget to check out their Facebook page for all the great deals coming up this month and to call them at 606-785-3505. Are you struggling to lose weight? Do you have an underlying health issue? Stressful eating? No time to go to the gym? Come see us at East Kentucky Wellness Center. They want to help you lose weight. Come see them on Highway 119 in North Ermine, Kentucky, or call them at 606-403-1212. Looking for the hard-to-get gift for someone? We recommend East Kentucky Wellness gift vouchers. Remember, a healthier you starts today. Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is proud to sponsor tonight's sporting event. Nelson Frazier has the highest quality American-made funeral products, cremation services, mausoleum, and memorial markers, all with a family budget in mind. With 3 chapels located in Hyman, Martin, and now in Prestonsburg, Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is local people serving local families. Streets of glory.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
Hey you, it's me, Marcello. Are you looking for a great place to eat lunch or a dinner? Now go right now to Hot Rods. They have delicious pizza, cheese sticks, spaghetti, wings, a salad bar, and more. You can eat in, carry out, or get a delivery from 4 great locations. Heinemann, Hazard, Allen, and Betsy Lane. That's a Hot Rods. It's the best place this side of Italy. Mwah!
Just want to watch the game.
That turned on the ceiling fan. Use the gray remote. Hit power, then input.
It's not working.
That's the silver one.
It might be difficult to understand what all the remotes on your coffee table do. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Next time, I'll just go to the game.
And that's what I done, guys, earlier tonight. I just went to the game. As we, of course, here on Hometown Sports Corner, brought you Owsley County and Knott County Central's JV and varsity game. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me say Happy New Year to all of you guys. Wondering, did you have a good Christmas? I'm sure you did. And look forward to 2025. Guys, I want us to think back on 2024 and what you think the biggest sports moments is. Leave that in the comment section for me. Maybe you agree with me. certainly has to be, one of them has to be the Knott County Central Lady Patriots volleyball team. Won the first ever regional title. Then they got to go, of course, to the state for the first time. Then, to make things even more awesome, they got to host a state tournament game at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. And yours truly got to announce that along with my buddy James Sallin. So, a lot of firsts. And we enjoyed every bit of that. And so that's a top 10, I think, certainly. The passing of Scott Bloomquist. I think that's probably the biggest sports moment for us here at Hometown Sports Corner. Again, forever changed dirt track racing. And Scott's legacy will live on, his memory will live on, but dirt track racing just doesn't seem the same without Scott Bloomquist. And his passing, I think, certainly one of the bigger events. Owsley County, the Lady Owls. Of course, Coach Smith and his baby girl got to capture that 14th region title. We, of course, at Hometown 24 covered that tournament from the beginning to the end. And kind of neat to watch the coach and his daughter embrace each other down there in Estill County, Kentucky, after the clock showed 3 zeros and they realized they were going to Rupp Arena together for her final game. And then, of course, the boys' 14th region, I think that's also a top 10. When you think back on the fact that everybody pretty much had Hazard and Breathitt, it was 1 and 2. Then you talk to everybody, if I could make you pick one that it's not Breathitt and Hazard, then most everybody would have said Knott County. Some thought perhaps the host school, Powell County. But the folks over in the John C. Combs Arena said, we believe. And Coach Shannon Hoskins played a tough schedule last year and got his Commodores ready for that tournament. And the next thing you know, Prairie Central got 3 W's in a few days and went back to Rupp Arena. And so that proves to a bunch of us, guys, that you never count anybody out when it comes tournament time. Not that Prairie wasn't good, guys. Let's keep in mind, now they had Kaiser Sloan, they had the big man in the middle. They were ready for the tournament. But if you had to poll everybody that walked through the gym down there, I bet you couldn't have got 25% of the people to have said they thought Prairie would win the 14th region last year. But they did. And that's pretty cool to see that unfold. Then, of course, James Sandlin and I, again, my buddy, and I were given championship trophy rings. Very near and dear to me is Coach Scott Cornett and the Alice Lloyd Eagles won that NCCAA regional championship. They were given the regional championship rings, and he gave James Sandlin and I one of them. And that'll forever mean something to me. That was a special moment to me. Then I think, too, looking back on dirt track racing, going back to hit, another top 10 moment had to be when Mountain Motor Speedway closed its gates. And everybody at that time was wondering, where are we going to race? Where are we going to go to racing? Are we going to be able to watch any racing? Excuse me, folks. If I sneeze during this show, that's going to be a first. But I have got a little allergies going on. You'll have to forgive me if that. I apologize in advance. But as I was saying, not Mountain Motor. I got Knott Central on the brain tonight. But Mountain Motor closing the doors was a big, big hit to dirt track racing fans. But then it was a big hit in another way when it opened the doors under new management. Darren Sloan, dirt track's young race car driver, said, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, and along with Copperhead, some other good help, they opened Mountain Motor back up, and the next thing you know, racing in Eastern Kentucky was alive and well. That, I think, certainly both qualifies as 2 big, big events. Somebody in the comment section earlier said the Hometown Sports Corner All-Star Game. And I'm mighty proud of that. Thank you guys for recognizing that, and also for realizing that a lot of hard work goes into just a couple days of events. In fact, we're already planning that event to happen again in February. Looking forward to bringing that back to Alice Lloyd College, and with the talent that's in the grade school ranks and the high school ranks, this will be hands down, if we can get them all in the gym at the same time, the best all-star game that we've ever held. I promise you that. And you want to be part of that. There's James Callan says, Happy New Year. Thank you, sir. Going to be over in Pippa Pass this Saturday to bring your girls' games to the folks. Now, of course, James's baby girl plays for Alice Lloyd, and the Lady Eagles will play at 1 o'clock, and then the guys will play at 3. And we're going to have both of those games for you folks on Hometown 24 and Facebook and YouTube and all that good stuff. And then we will have later on that night Knott County Central and Floyd Central. So we're going to try to do 3 games in one day. And oh, by the way, let me back up to tomorrow night, Friday night, Hometown Sports Corner will be in Hyman, Kentucky, bringing you Hyman Elementary and Breathitt, 2 of the top 10 teams in middle school basketball. In fact, we could tell you who all of those top 10 schools are. Let's talk a little middle school basketball first after this commercial break. But if you're tuning in or you come back and watch this later and you catch this spot of the show, in the comment section, tell me what you think was your top 3 events that happen in sports, whether it's local or nationally. Let's hear from you in that comment section. But let's take us a commercial break, and we'll be back with more after this.
We have determined that you have early onset Alzheimer's disease.
Why me? How could I have prevented this?
Research shows that reducing stress levels, not partaking in substance abuse, and being aware of safety measures are a few ways to prevent it.
So how quickly can this progress?
There's no definitive timeline. Everyone is different.
Just want to watch the game.
That turned on the ceiling fan. Use the gray remote. Hit power, then input.
It's not working.
That's the silver one.
It might be difficult to understand what all the remotes on your coffee table do. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Next time, I'll just go to the game.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
Are you looking for personalized health care that's efficient and close to home? Primary Care Center is now your destination for comprehensive health care in the center of your community. With a team of experienced and caring local providers, we offer a range of services. We have locations in Hazard, Hyden, Hindman, Fico, and now our new Whitesburg location. Stop by today and walk-ins are welcome. That's Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky.
And welcome back to Sports Talks, guys. And let me say once again, a little bit of allergies going on. I don't know what happened. I was fine at the ball game, but I've got home and a little nasally. So again, I apologize for how we may sound, but you guys have gotten used to my voice over the years. Let's talk a little more sports here on Sports Talk, guys. And as we do that, slide this over here and bring up a couple graphics for you. I want to say, first of all, congratulations again to the guys at Mullins Elementary. They were able to capture the big tournament that was held over at Dorton Elementary, and we as always, love bringing you guys pictures and results from those games. And we were able to do that. And bring one of those up right there. You go. There you see, again, and from that tournament over at Dorton Elementary, that's the Jordan Lamont Wright Memorial Tournament. And the guys from Mullins Elementary captured that. And that earned them some big spots in our Hometown Sports Corner top 10. Let's go now to that top 10. Of course, coming down to the finals. We only have about 3 probably at the most, grade school top 10s. Most of our grade school teams will play the grade school tournaments in about 2 weeks. So right now, there you see them. We have number 10 is Dorton. They finished runner-up in that tournament this weekend. Number 9, how about the Hazard Bulldogs? Hazard Elementary is really coming on strong, and it's tournament time for them. Would you expect the Bulldogs to be playing their best basketball? I feel like Car Creek at number 8 playing their best basketball. Yes, they're missing the sharpshooter Tate Kraft and Mr. Ashton Mosley. But guys, we did that game that Car Creek had against East Perry, and they took the Miners down to the wire. We have them at number 8. Just ahead of them, how about the gentleman from over in Beaver Creek? The Beaver Elementary Beavers are number 7. We think again, and I have said over and over again, I think they got the best point guard in the mountains. Figueredo can drive, pull up, hit the jumper, hit the 3, and also makes everybody better. So I'm a big fan of Figgy and Big Sloan in the middle. And for that, they are number 7. Betsy Lane, boy, this team playing well. Of course, lost a couple players. A player, I think, moved up to play high school ball and chose to cease playing grade school. Even with all that said, Betsy Lane has picked up some good W's, and they're in our top 10. Then Mullins, from 5 on up, guys, gotta give big respect to these 5 schools. The Mullins Tigers at number 5, very deserving so, coming off that big invitational tournament championship. Then, as I pre-mentioned earlier, East Perry. The Miners went to Car Creek and won over there in that big matchup between Car Creek and East Perry over at the old Car Creek High School gymnasium. Talk more about that game just in a minute. Then number 3, May Valley. I feel like May Valley is as good as anybody in the mountains. You give me these top 3 teams, and I'll take anybody on in the state and feel like I could compete with them. I mean that. I think May Valley, Hyman in at number 2, and number 1, Breathitt, can compete with anybody on the grade school level. Guys, if you haven't seen them play, it's worth the price of admission. I love to say that. Sometimes I say that maybe too much. But Hyman, May Valley, and Breathitt take nothing from the other schools, but those 3 schools are as good a grade school team as you'll see. And now, as soon as I say that, I feel bad because every time I've had East Perry, for some reason, the Miners here on Hometown Sports looks like they're one of the best teams. And then, of course, like I just said, Mullins has beaten 2 of those 4 teams. So you got those 5 are really, really good, guys. And we've enjoyed covering a bunch of grade school games with Chris Godsey and Todd Meadows and everybody tuning in and helping us, jumping in and helping us, I should say, and all of you guys tuning in. With that said, let's hype it up. Do we need to hype it up? Number 1 comes to number 2 tomorrow night. That's right. Hyman Elementary will host Breathitt in Hyman, Kentucky, and we'll be there. We encourage you to come. I don't like telling people in advance that we're coming to these games because I don't want to ever feel like I might have hurt the ticket sales. I don't think I have to worry about this one. I believe the gym will be packed. I believe it'll be rocking, and it'll be a fun game between Breathitt, number 1, and Hyman, number 2. They'll square off and just try to settle it one more time between who is the best team between those two teams. If you can't make it, we'll have the game here, but I encourage you to get out for all of the action. I talked to Coach Rilo just about an hour ago and told him we were going to try to come, and he said, come on, man. And I know the forecast, and I did say, Coach, if you were to have to cancel that game because of weather, you let me know, and we'll let the people know. But if not, we'll be there for Hyman and Breathitt, and we look forward to that one. I also want to say, guys, for years, I used to play pickup basketball, believe it or not. And we'd play in a church league and so forth. And we'd go to Carr Creek High School. And I'd see all the trophies and read all the signs and all the banners. And I've read all the books and heard all the stories. I'm a huge sports historian. Not a historian, but I love to watch and listen and read all that I can about high school sports, especially here in Eastern Kentucky. Well, we all know the story. 1928, Carr Creek, of course, puts that team together, and they go down to the state tournament. 4 overtimes. They lose to Ashland, the Tomcats. Wouldn't that have been something other to say that you played 4 overtimes and lost 13-11? But they did. Ashland is one of only 2 teams to go undefeated the whole season and then go on to win the boys' Sweet 16. Of all the years we've been playing high school basketball in Kentucky, only 2 teams have done it. And Ashland done it with that 13-11 4 overtime win over Carr Creek. But I said all that to say this. For years, I thought it would be cool to get a broadcast a game from Carr Creek High School. Well, Chris Gottsy and I got the invitation, and we went over there and done that. And we really enjoyed ourselves, and I want to say thank you to the Carr Creek Alumni Association and everybody that has worked so hard to get that gymnasium back to the place and back to this point to where you can play in it again. I don't know to what extent, I don't know how many, but if you get an opportunity, you need to go to one of those games. In fact, Floyd Central and Knott Central later on this month, not tomorrow or Saturday, but later on this month, we'll play over there. If you can get a ticket, I encourage you to go. I do, guys. If you can't get a ticket, don't worry. We'll have it on Hometown 24 for you. But just a neat deal over there. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I thank Coach Dials for inviting me over. Joe said, anytime you come cover us and we're the home team, you come on. And always good to me, and I appreciate them doing that and enjoyed ourselves. Plus, it's a fun basketball game. Man alive, 3 good games for that matter. Let me get tongue-tied here. We saw 3 really good games. How about Shannon Hoskins, baby boy? He hit 2 free throws to seal the deal for the 3rd and 4th grade team for East Perry. Then Coach Mark Collett's son had an awesome game and helped the Miners win the 5th and 6th grade. And then the championship game, you guys know, was won there by, as I said, East Perry. There's a reason why I regard Coach Noble as being one of the best coaches in the mountains. He changes his defense. He runs different offenses. He demands his guys to play hard, and they play hard for him. They run through a wall for Coach Noble. That's a sign of a good coach when your team will play so hard for you. And they do, and rightfully so. And then I got to back up and say, I told my friend Justin Amberger tonight that I thought that's as good as I've seen Carr Creek play all season. His son Jed had a big ball game. Big Christian Hall drained those 3-pointers from the deep corner and hit a huge one from the top. Then Jamarcus Higgins is playing super well for them. Mr. Hampton and the other big man down low done a good job. And I just felt like Cornett played good minutes for him. And I hate to start naming names because you leave kids out because I don't have my notes in front of me. But it was, long story short, guys, it was a fun game, but this old gray-haired fella will remember calling for a long time. In fact, one of the funnest games I ever called. And appreciate everybody making that possible. And again, guys, do want to say one more time, coaches out there, get us your pictures, get us your stats, get us your scores, and let's promote these kids. Also, this is huge for me, guys. As soon as you determine who's playing who and when in your county tournaments, let us know. I am going to try my best to do a couple of the postseason tournaments. I think it'll work out to where we can do the Perry County and the Knott County for sure. But I'd like to do 4 grade school tournaments. And we just got to find out when they are and who's playing and where they're being played at. So let's see if between Todd Meadows and Chris Gotsey, myself, if we can't pull that off for the grade schoolers. If so, we'll do that. Guys, as we take us a short commercial break, there's my buddy James Noble. Matter of fact, I was just bragging on you, brother. What a good coach and a good job you've done over there. The guys play hard for you, Coach Noble. And that's just, to me, I know trophies are nice and cutting those nets down are cool and getting the plaques and everything. But at the end of the night, as a coach, when somebody can come up to you and say, your kids play hard for you, that's an ultimate compliment. And they do for you, James, over there. You should be very proud to be coaching those guys. But, guys, that's got our grade school talk over with just for a little bit. I do want to say to you that are tuning in, stick around. I got the 14th region top 10s, and I have the 15th region top 10s. Everybody going on these Christmas breaks and tournaments and so forth. Let's see if you agree with me. See if we can agree to disagree on who should and shouldn't be in the top 10. We'll talk about all of it after this commercial breaks.
Are you looking for personalized health care that's efficient and close to home? Primary Care Center is now your destination for comprehensive health care in the center of your community. With a team of experienced and caring local providers, we offer a range of services. We have locations in Hazard, Hyden, Hindman, Fico, and now our new Whitesburg location. Stop by today and walk-ins are welcome. That's Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance East Kentucky Chiropractic wants to remind you about their Sports Injury Recovery Clinic. Dr. Dale Williams has been providing treatment for sports injuries of all kinds for over 20 years, offering individualized treatments utilizing X-ray and therapies like cold laser, E-stim, and manipulation. East Kentucky Chiropractic can get you off the sidelines and back into the game. Schedule an appointment today with Dr. Williams or Dr. Fields. Call 606-487-9505. We accept most insurances, Medicare and Medicaid.
Established in 1954, Hyman Funeral Service has always been locally owned and operated. Located off of Highway 80, the current facility, built in 1986, was designed to meet the needs of you and your family. Our facility offers 3 chapels of varying sizes to accommodate your desires. We also have a wide range of services to customize for your funeral needs. From the first call through the aftercare program, we are there for the families. Hyman Funeral Services. And welcome back, guys, to Sports Talk here on Hometown Sports Corner. Again, enjoyed that first segment there, talking to you guys a little bit about the grade school basketball action. But now let's turn our attention to high school. Of course, earlier tonight we had a chance to bring you Owsley County and Knott County Central as the Patriots played host to Owsley County. And we brought you the JV game and the varsity. Knott County's JV 157-27. Patriots led in scoring by a hometown Sports Corner All-Star, Jaden Ambergy. Ambergy finished the night with 14 in a well-balanced offense, 11 for Payson Dials. Trying to do this math real quickly together here. Cash Williams had 7. He's another All-Star. Payson Dials, let me back up and say he was an All-Star as well. Aiden Cornett, 10 points. He's a former All-Star. Cole Watts played in our All-Star game. He has 7. And Brody Hensley had 2 for the Knott County Central Patriots JV. A big game out of Landon Peters, number 22, for Owsley County, had 14 big points. 3 points, actually 5 points for Matthew Darling, and 4 points for Landon Halsley. Then in the varsity game, Knott County jumped up 20-9 after the first quarter. Patriots then led at halftime 35-17. And then they went on to win the contest pretty big over Owsley County. I do want to say, as I said on the air, Owsley County, you've got to coach. Give him some time. Coach will do a fantastic job for you down there. I believe in Tyson, and I know that he loves that program. Owsley County got to work on getting a little more control with the basketball and just experience. You'll be amazed what games like tonight and the games they've been playing here lately will do for you 2 years from now. Whenever you look back on it, you can say, remember when we were here at Knott Central the last time, they beat us pretty handedly. But 2 years from now, when they come back to play at the Morton Combs, you would expect that team to have a much better showing. Knott County, though, again, well-balanced offense for the Patriots. Drake Sloan, the senior, had 8 points. Probably that many assists, if I were guessing. Chance Amberg, he had himself a good contest. He had 11 points. And I'm quite sure another double-double, as he's been averaging a double-double in points and rebound. I had Michael Gibson with 10. Big game for Michael. Stepped out and hit a huge 3 over in the right corner. Talon Osborne. Talon had 3 monster dunks. He was our ARH player of the game, as he had not only had those dunks, but he come up with 10 points in the second half to go along with a 4 in the first half to lead Knott County in scoring with 14. Jaden Hall got the start and played well. I think I had him with 8 points. Braxton Reed with 6. Connor Napier with a big 3. And Gavin Mosley with 3 3-pointers off the bench for Knott Central. With that now, again, guys, Knott County will be back in action. They'll take on Floyd Central Saturday. And we look forward to bringing you that game on Hometown 24. Hometown 25, I think, actually be the channel that we'll be on. I believe the guys on 24 will be bringing you Breathitt. I think Josh told me Breathitt and Powell. And so they'll have that game, and we'll be over at Hi-Hat, Kentucky, bringing you Knott County and Floyd Central. With that, though, let's turn our attention to the Hometown Sports Corner Top 10. Much to nobody's surprise, the number 1 spot stays the same. The Hazard Bulldogs and Coach Al Holland still yet up there at the number 1 spot. They finished runner-up down in Tennessee. I think they won their first 2 pretty good. And then they come up with a nice W there. And right now they're 10-1. Again, the only loss was to that East Hall, Georgia team by 2 points, I think it was, after they beat a team out of Georgia. And then Moore High School in the semifinals. Again, Bulldogs are 10-1, and they're our number 1 team. How about the boys from Jackson, Kentucky? Got to go down to my favorite place in the world to vacation, Destin, Florida. Well, while they were enjoying Destin, they were able also to come home with that Sandestin Invitational Tournament Championship trophy. They went 2-0 down there and are 5-3 on the season, and I have Breathitt at number 2. And at number 3, how about these gentlemen? They went to Florida and had a great showing, and they're off to a good start. 10-1 for the Jenkins Cavaliers and Coach Winston Meade. They got a win over a team out of Seattle, Washington, and Palm Harbor, Florida, and lost a heartbreaker to Galloway High School in the championship game of that tournament they played in down in Florida. But again, Jenkins at number 3, they're 10-1 on the season. Then at number 4, I got Perry Central. The Commodores went 2-1 this past week with wins over Madison North Hopkins and Paris High School. Lost to a good Taylor High School. They're 7-6, and I have them right now at number 4. And at number 5, how about the Pirates of Powell County? They're 7-3. Had a tough week this past week now. Probably their toughest week they've had this season, as they lost 2 of their 3 losses this past week. They beat a Harlan Independent team early in the week, but then they lost to Wayne County and Lafayette. We still have them in at number 5. And at number 6, Coach John Noble's team. Boy, they played some teams from out of the area as well. Got a W over a team out of Mississippi and fell to a couple Alabama teams. Right now, Coach Noble's team is 7-5, and we have them in at number 6. At number 7, how about Letcher Central? The Cougars continuing to get better each and every week. They went 2-1 last week. They're 6-6 on the season, with wins last week over Trinity Christian and Louisville Iroquois. They did take a tough loss to Bath County, but that still has them in at number 7. Number 8, down there in Engineer Country, is Bryan Hall in Estill County. We had Estill a little bit higher the previous time we were on the air here. But Estill County, in their own tournament, had a tough go at it. They lost 3 games last week, including Knott Central, Boyle High School, and Dixie Heights. We still have them with 6 wins, though, in at number 8. Then let's go to number 9, Knott County Central. The Patriots are 5-6, and coming off that win tonight over Owsley County, and a win down at Estill County that I mentioned just a moment ago. They did lose to a good Boyle County and Dixie Heights team, but Coach Casey Huff's got a team that I think will go over 500 by this time next week, and right now we got them in the top 10 at number 9. Then Wolfe County trying to get back to the top 10 and be 500 as well. We got them in at 10. I think 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 guys are all about the same records and got an argument for all of them to be in the top 10. But all of them can't be. So I put Wolfe County in there in that 10th spot. They had a tough go at it till this past week as they lost to Washington, Garrett High School, and Cumberland County. Washington County, Garrett County, and Cumberland County. But I still feel like that Wolfe County is the team that you dread playing in that first round of that boys' 14th region tournament when that time should come. And that's where I see them at right now. How do you? Where do you disagree with me? Who should be higher? Who should be lower? Who didn't get in that you think should? Let's hear about it. You leave that in the comment section, and we'll be glad to hear from you. While we're in the 14th region, let's just jump over now and talk about the girls' 14th region. Again, no change in the top spot for the girls. That's the wrong top 10. And there we go. Knott County Central, the Lady Patriots, currently with a 5-3 record. Had a tough week last week. They went 1-2. As they got the W over North Bullitt, but they lost to Crossville, Tennessee, and Pulaski County. I still feel like, though, for this week, at 5-3, Knott County Central deserves to be our number 1 team. However, you can make a bid for this number 2 team. This is the team that kind of made me sound like I know what I was talking about a little bit when I told everybody. I said, I don't think Perry Central is as bad as some of you guys think. There were people that they were not putting Perry Central in the top 10. I had a guy said, Jamie, they're not a top 10 team. I said, you've lost your mind. Yes, I know they had the 14th Region Player of the Year potentially to transfer, but guys, they still get a lot of talent on that Lady Commodore team. And Coach Kaylee Lowe's doing a fantastic job over there. And they played Hazard tonight, and I am trying, as we speak, to pull up that score. But right now, going into tonight, I had Purry at number 2. I had Letcher. And by the way, Purry's 8-4. They went 3-0 last week with wins over Lynn Camp, Powell, and Wolf. Then I have Letcher at number 3. Guys, they're the first team in the girls' 14th region to get 10 wins. They're 10-3, 3-0 last week with wins over Pineville, Harlan County, and Cumberland Gap, Tennessee. In at number 4, this is the team that if they stay healthy can be, I think, a Final Four team in the 14th regional tournament. And that's the Breathitt County Lady Bobcats. They're 6-4. They went 2-1 last week with a win over Leslie and a Weeksbury, Alabama team. They did lose to Magnolia, Mississippi in that Christmas tournament, but still get 2-1 for Breathitt. They're 6-4 on the season, and I have them right now, in my opinion, in the top 5 certainly. I got Hazard, Lady Bulldogs, in at number 5. Again, if you guys are watching or know the score from the Hazard-Purry game, give us an update on that. Again, they were in overtime when I went on the air here. So we'll try again to get an update for you in that in just a little bit. Wolf County, the Lady Wolves. Boy, how about that? Them and that team. That's another school that nobody was talking about. I told everybody in the pre-season show and also on some chats and message boards that I felt like Wolf County, if they could stay out of foul trouble and didn't have to go to their bench, could be a team to watch for come tournament time. Their starting 5 is much impressive, guys, and they have proven me to be correct. Right now we have Wolf County in at number 6 as the Lady Wolves are 7-2. They went 2-1 last week as they beat Powell and Lee. Had a tough loss to that Purry County Central team. And then at number 7, here comes Owsley County. The guys, Owsley took some tough losses early, and everybody had already written them off. I wouldn't do that just yet. Coach Smith's one of the best coaches, I think, in the 14th region. Not just because he won it last year. I've been saying that for 3 or 4 years. Travis does a good job with whatever he's got. He always makes his teams better. You watch his team at the beginning of the season, and you watch them at the end, and you'll agree with me, his teams are always better. That's the mark of a good coach. And I have Owsley at number 7 right now. The Owls are 5-6. Had a tough week last week. They went 1-2. Lost to they actually beat Bluegrass United, and then they lost to Bishop Rosart and Madison Southern, I think was the other loss they took. Estill County, Lady Engineers. We have them in at number 8. They got 4 W's going into the night. They did take a couple tough losses to Bell County and Jackson County. A lot of other schools would have had a hard time playing those teams as well tonight, though. I promise you that much. So no shame in that game there for them. I have Lee County in at number 9. Lee County going into the night was 3-4, I think it was. They split with Cordia and Wolf County last week. So we have Lee at 9. And then speaking of Cordia, I have Coach Gary Kazee, Lady Lions. They're 3-5. Got to win over Jenkins, though. Big win over Jenkins. And had a couple tough losses over in that Buckhorn Invitational games that were played this weekend. But still yet, I have the Cordia Lady Lions with those wins, especially that one over Jenkins. I have them in the top 10. So what do you guys say about that? Who you got? Who do you agree with me on that one? And who do you think should be higher? Do you agree with Knott County being the number 1 team? Or should it be Purry? Should it be Hazard? Is it Breathitt? You guys give me your opinion on that. Trying to see again. Purry and Hazard is final. Purry Central beat Hazard at Purry Central, 69-62. So the Lady Doors get a good win over Hazard there in that one. Let's pause just for a second, get us another drink during this commercial break, and we'll come back and talk about the 15th region. We'll be back after this. Tim Short Chevrolet in Hazard, Kentucky is proud to sponsor tonight's sporting event. Todd Kraft and all of his staff want each and every athlete to know that we support all of their dreams. We also want to remind you for your next vehicle to stop by and give us a chance to earn your business, serving you for years and years to come. Tim Short Chevy.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is proud to sponsor tonight's sporting event. Nelson Frazier has the highest quality American-made funeral products, cremation services, mausoleum, and memorial markers, all with a family budget in mind. With 3 chapels located in Hyman, Martin, and now in Prestonsburg, Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is local people serving local families.
On streets of glory.
Hey you, it's me, Marcello. Are you looking for a great place to eat lunch or a dinner? Then go right now to Hot Rods. They have delicious pizza, cheese sticks, spaghetti, wings, a salad bar, and more. You can eat in, carry out, or get a delivery from 4 great locations: Heinemann, Hazard, Allen, and Betsy Lane. That's a Hot Rods. It's the best place this side of Italy. Mwah!
And welcome back, guys, to Sports Talk here on the Hometown Sports Corner. Guys, glad all of you could tune us in. And thank you for each one of you that do each and every week. I encourage you to hit that like and share button. And let us know where you're watching from. I do want to also ask you in the comment section to tell me what you think the biggest sports moment was in 2024. I see here Keegan Cup says, how is dirt track stacking up for 2025? Keegan, can we wait to the next segment and talk more about that? Excuse me. Do want to talk more about that. And also, Keegan, you messaged me earlier today wanting to know when the top fan favorites contest is over. That finished about a week before Christmas. And so next week we'll announce the winners, and also we're going to tell you guys when you can pick up your trophy, plaque, certificates. I'll talk more about that next week. It'll make more sense to you. We'll talk even more about it here just in a minute, Keegan. But thanks for tuning in. We'll get back to some dirt track racing here just in a minute. But I got to go back to our top 10s. And I think we already showed it to you, but now we'll break it down for you. And this is the 15th region girls top 10. How about number 1, Johnson Central? Again, nothing's changed there for them. I think you'd have a hard time convincing any of us that they don't deserve to be in the top spot there, as we have them currently in the number 1 spot. Let me pull my notes up here and make a little more sense talking to you guys with those. There we go. Johnson Central 11-1 on the season. They went 2-1 going into tonight, guys. Okay, all these talks that I'm giving you are going into tonight. The Johnson Central Lady Eagles were 11-1. They're number 1 in our bracket. They went 2-1 last week. They beat an Andalusia, Alabama, and East Hickman, Tennessee team before losing to Taylor County in 2 overtimes. Boy, that was a classic, wasn't it? Number 2, I got Floyd Central. The Lady Jags are 7-2 on the season. They went 2-1 last week. had a tough loss to Clinton County in overtime, but they beat a Casey County and team out of Tennessee to get their 2 wins last week. And right now, Floyd Central at 7-2. We have them at number 2. They'll play Letcher Central tomorrow night. Should be a dandy. In at number 3, I have the Lady Hornets of Phelps. They did not play last week, but they are 9-2. And for that, we have them currently in at 3rd. I have Betsy Lane, the Lady Bobcats, move up in our standings. They're 5-5. They went 2-1 last week, though, with wins over Lewis County and Belfry. Took a tough loss to Pikeville, 50-57, I believe was that score. I'll talk more about Pikeville here just in a moment. Number 5, I've got Lawrence County, the Lady Bulldogs. They drop a couple spots after they went 0-3 last week. They lost to Bishop, England, South Carolina, W.J. Kenyon High School out of South Carolina, and a high school out of Knoxville, Tennessee. I know that was tough competition for the ladies from Louisa, and I still think they're a top 3 or 4 team, but right now they slide down some because of last week's performance. In at number 5 is Lawrence, and then at number 6, I got Prestonsburg, the Lady Black Cats. Got 4 wins going into the night. They were 1-0 last week with a win over East Ridge. Speaking of East Ridge, we got them the next spot down at number 7. The Lady Warriors took that tough loss to Prestonsburg, but they did win over Hurley, Virginia, and Jackson City. And you could make a case where they should have been 6 and Prestonsburg should have been 7. But in head-to-head action, Prestonsburg won the game, so I moved Prestonsburg into the 6th spot there. I have Paintsville in at number 8. The Lady Tigers with 4 wins going into the night. They were 2-1 last week with wins over a team out of Georgia and South Carolina. Took a tough loss to a team out of North Carolina in that Christmas tournament. But I have them at 8. I have Martin County, the Lady Cardinals, 4-7. They didn't play last week. We currently have them in at number 9. And then for the first time in a while, we have Pikeville back into our top 10. This is more like the Pikeville team that we're used to seeing. They went 3-0 last week. They beat a team out of Williamsburg, Ohio. They beat Betsy Lane and beat Raceland. They'll have a big matchup with that number 5 Lawrence County team tomorrow night, and we expect that to be a good one as well. That's our top 10 in the girls' 15th region. Now let's skip over to the boys. For the second week in a row, I got the Martin County Cardinals in there at the number 1 spot. Martin County went 2-1 last week with wins over a team out of Florida, Ruskins, Florida, and Cartilage, Tennessee. They have a big matchup tomorrow as they play Johnson Central in a rematch, a game that Martin County won the first time they met. But right now I have the Cardinals at number 1. I got Pikeville in at number 2. Pikeville 6-2 on the season. 2-1 last week with wins over Moore High School and Lenoir, Tennessee. They did take a tough loss to a Gainesville, Georgia team. They'll play Prestonsburg on Saturday. That should be a good contest. I think that's at Peaburg. And that if it is for sure at Prestonsburg, that could be a fun game, guys. Then in at number 4, Betsy Lane. I have the Bobcats at 7-4. They're 1-2 last week, though, with losses to Henry Clay and Christian County. They did beat Rockcastle. They got a big matchup coming up against Shelby Valley. And I'll keep them in the top 5, though, right there. At that spot, 7-4. Then just below them, how about Lawrence County? 9-3. Off to a good start, but they had a tough week last week, so they slide down a couple spots. They went 1-2 last week. They beat Bishop, England, South Carolina, but they lost to a team out of North Carolina and Ohio. They'll get geared up to play in the 2A tournament at the Expo coming up this weekend. Then following them, Lawrence is Paintsville. I have Paintsville in at number 6. The Tigers are 8-3. They went 3-0 last week with a win over Palomino, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, and Curtis Baptist, Georgia. They got to match up with Belfry. I think they played Belfry tonight, or maybe it's tomorrow they play them. And so that'll kind of reshape things somewhat, perhaps, depending on that game there and the outcome. Then I have Pike Central up to number 7. Boy, they won the PIT. That Pikeville Invitational Tournament is always a good one. And Pike Central, Mr. Stewart went over there and claimed the hardware. And the Hawks are 5-5. They went 2-1 last week. After the PIT, they lost to Tates Creek, but they beat Wayne County and Harlan Independent. They have a huge matchup with Floyd Central. I think that'll be a fun game. Speaking of Floyd, they're the next team in our top 10. They too are 5-5, and they're number 8 in our top 10. Floyd Central 1-2 last week with a win over a team out of Alabama, and they lost to Johnson City, Tennessee, and a team out of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Johnson Central, this is a team, again, guys, much better than their record shows. And they proved last week to get a little better as they went 2-1. They're 5-4 on the season. Got a W against the team out of Angola, Alabama, I think it was. And then they beat another good team out of New York, Endicott, New York, before losing to Stony Mountain Memorial out of Tennessee. But Johnson Central at 5-4, I have them at number 9. And then at 5-3, they went 2-0 last week with wins over Tulsa and Tug Valley, West Virginia, Phelps Hornets. So at 5-3, I have them in at number 10. And guys, again, you let me know what you think about it. We'll agree to disagree probably in some cases. It seems like for some reason that 15th region top 10 always gets me a little more, I don't want to say publicity, but you boys tend to disagree with that a little bit more with me. I do want to say this, though, before we go to dirt track racing. My top 10 is a week-to-week top 10 based upon what you've done the previous week and where you were ranked the previous week. This is not where I think the teams will be come 14th and 15th regional tournament time. Nor does this reflect where I think they are overall right now. If we wanted to do that, we could rank them by the Cantrell system, and they might not change all season. And how boring would that be to get on here every Thursday night and just say, once again, here's the top 10. What I choose to do is give you what I think the top 10 is based upon where they were last week and what they done last week. And makes it a little more enjoyable. Just something, as they say, give them a little something to talk about. And that's what we like to do here on Sports Talk, right? But guys, again, that's going to wrap us up with high school basketball. Let me remind you guys, we'll be back on the airwave for grade school basketball tomorrow night as Knott County's Hyman Elementary will host Breathitt County's Breathitt County Middle School. Promises to be a good one. And we'd love to have you guys join us in person. If you can't be there in person, then watch the game right here on Hometown Sports Corner. Myself, Chris Godsey, my brother Jordan is going to pack up the equipment, and we'll be in Hyman, Kentucky for that one. Then, guys, on Saturday, Alice Lloyd College. The Eagles will be in action. The ladies play at 1 o'clock, and the guys play at 3 o'clock. We're going to do both of those games, and then head to Floyd Central for a Floyd Central Knott County matchup in the nightcaps. We're going to try our best to do 3 games, good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise, as they like to say, 3 games on Saturday. So that would have put me, if you're doing the math, 7 games in 48 hours. I'll rest on Sunday, won't I? No doubt about that, guys. But we enjoy these games. I don't ever like to complain about them. As long as we're able to get out and do these games, have good sponsors and good fans like you, then you'll find us somewhere soon doing some games. How about I take a commercial break and come back, and as Keegan wanted me to, let's talk a little more dirt track racing. Plus, I want to talk to you about the first ever Hometown Sports Corner Awards Banquet that we're going to have coming up here in a couple weeks. Stick around. We'll be back after this.
We have determined that you have early onset Alzheimer's disease.
Why me? How could I have prevented this?
Research shows that reducing stress levels, not partaking in substance abuse, and being aware of safety measures are a few ways to prevent it.
So how quickly can this progress?
There's no definitive timeline. Everyone is different.
Are you struggling to lose weight? Do you have an underlying health issue? Stressful eating? No time to go to the gym? Come see us at East Kentucky Wellness Center. They want to help you lose weight. Come see them on Highway 119 in North Irvine, Kentucky, or call them at 606-403-1212. Looking for the hard-to-get gift for someone? We recommend East Kentucky Wellness gift vouchers. Remember, a healthier you starts today. 606-403-1212. Did you know that 1 in 13 children in the United States are estimated to experience child abuse? 1 billion children globally are estimated to experience sexual violence. 1 in 4 girls in America are estimated to experience child abuse. That's why Care Cottage is teaming up with drivers Henry Sizemore, Dustin Mosley, and Jason Hall to launch a new campaign, Race Against Child Abuse. For more information, look us up on the web at www.carecottage.org. Follow us on Facebook or call us at 606-487-9173. Hyman Tire and Auto Parts wants to say thank you to all their loyal customers who have shopped with them this year. They also like to say they appreciate the opportunity to earn your business and are proud that so many of you choose to return to them time and time again for their great service. Don't forget to check out their Facebook page for all the great deals coming up this month and to call them at 606-785-3505. And again, guys, we thank all of our good sponsors. And do want to say this too now. If you'd like to advertise with us, now's the time to reach out to us, guys. We had 4 million views last month. We will surpass that this upcoming month. I really believe that. The reason I say that is we have the grade school tournaments coming up. We have the All-A coming up. We have some rival games that are going to be hard to beat. And we can help you and your business advertise at a low, if you think about it now, for the number of people that see our shows and our games in this coverage area, I have a hard time believing that you'll have better success advertising with anybody that can put you in front of local people any better than we can here. Reach out to myself or James Sandlin, and we'll let you know about what we could offer you and your business here. Now, before we went to commercial break, some of the guys wanted us to talk a little more dirt track racing. So how about we do that? Again, guys, coming in 2025, got a lot of big events going to take place here in the area. And my buddy Darren Sloan is hard at work over at Mountain Motor Speedway. How about this one? It's going to be one of my favorites. You know it now. It's the Walter Pegg Combs Memorial. Already announced. Friday, August the 8th. 3,000 to win, 300 to start for the Walter Pegg Combs Memorial. It'll be the Ohio Valley Dirt Model Dirt Series. That, I think, guys, actually, I don't think I know it is. This is a steel block class that is coming to Mountain Motor. And that'll be a fun race there for you fans. I hope you'll get out and support certainly that one. And then how about this one from Mountain Motor Speedway, August the 23rd, 2025. It's 12,000 to win. 12,000 to win. It's the Mountain Heritage Classic Ultimate Heart of America Super Late Model Series teaming up with the Valvoline Series. And again, guys, $12,000 to win for the Mountain Heritage at Mountain Motor Speedway. $1,500 to win for the KDRA Superstock Series. And that all going down over in Isom, Kentucky. Plan your vacation around that, guys. That's one of the biggest races to be held in eastern Kentucky in a long time. $12,000 to win. Again, I think you will enjoy both of those races over at Mountain Motor. Can tell you again, they're working on that schedule and got a couple big American All-Star Series races coming up with that schedule as well. Speaking of American All-Star Series, how about this guy right here, Brandon Fouts? He took the $4,500 check for being the weekly series champion. And congratulations to Brandon Fouts. Guys, I think Brandon's season is a top 10. For those of you that are still thinking about what you think a top 10 moment was, if you look at what he done in the dominating season that he had at Mountain Motor and pretty much other places that he went to, I think Brandon Fouts has to be in the talk of that. Certainly in dirt track racing, in my opinion, with the top 10 stories. And again, guys, a lot more to talk about and a lot more to discuss. Let's get you a few more big races here to talk about that have already been announced before we close up the show. How about that? Can we do that for you race fans? Let's go, if we can, to Lake Cumberland Speedway. I know they've already made a couple big announcements down there. And then we want to go to Rockcastle Speedway, Richmond Raceway. Got a lot of different places. Another big announcement that's come down to Pike. This also, in my opinion, is a top 10 announcement in 2024, and that is the fact that as of right now, there will be no racing at Portsmouth Raceway. And that has surprised and hurt a lot of people, to be quite honest with you. And I hope that changes. I do. I want to say that. I feel like that dirt track racing is good. Some people disagree with me on this, but they've never changed my mind. And not because I'm hard-headed, but it's just because I think it's proven itself. The more races you have, the more tracks you have, the harder the tracks have to work to put on good shows for the fans, and you have better racing. I have stood by, since I've been on this little show for however many years, with the fact that I think competition is good in anything, including dirt track racing. So when these guys and gals that are running these tracks have to have a little competition, I think it helps you, the race fans. I think it also gives the drivers an added advantage because they get more places to choose, and they also are able to offer bigger races, and just a lot of different things there. And again, how about the announcement of 201 Speedway? I get excited when I say that. It's coming back. 201 Speedway is coming back, guys. And they are starting now to release big information. The fact that we told you should have been good enough. But I do realize, too, that one other time I told you that I thought they were opening up, and they did. But now, guys, with the schedule, 201 coming back in 2025, they are continuing to work with the schedule. Here, let's show you what I'm reading here as we go to that. 201 Speedway opening day will be June the 21st. As they'll come back to race in 2025, they'll have opening day races. Then races in July, they'll race on the 5th and the 19th. August the 2nd, the 16th, and the 30th. And then again in September and October. And I told you guys before they ever opened the door that they'd have a Halloween race. And that's just because my buddy Jared loves those races. The classes right now will be super late models on the special events. And then weekly racing will see crate late models, open wheel modified, sport mod, and 4-cylinder front wheel drive. They are still trying to judge how many KDRA and Bombers and Crown Vics there are. I'll make a prediction, not anything official, but I'd say that one of those three classes will be their fifth. Knowing Steve and Stan, they're not going to run too many classes. They're going to make sure they got just enough to put on a good show, but not keep you there too late. Let's see if I'm anywhere close to being right on that prediction out of 201 Speedway. But again, guys, that's not just an announcement. That's their schedule as far as the dates that they plan on running. And then how about another big race that's going to take place down again. Actually, let me stay with 201 here. I knew that another race or two etched in stone. August the 2nd, 2025. 5,000 to win for the super late models. Valvoline's and Ultimate Heart of America Series coming to town. But the most important part of that graphic is it's the 3rd annual Tim Breeden Memorial. And again, we worked hard to put on a good Tim Breeden Memorial at Mountain Motor, and I think you fans will agree. It was a good show. But this is Tim's oldest son's track. And so with that said, I tip my hat to him. And it's the only way you could have convinced me that race shouldn't have been at Mountain Motor was if 201 opened the gates back up. They have. And Tim's family ought to get to have that there at 201 Speedway. I applaud Darren and the guys from Mountain Motor working with them at 201. Folks, you may say, now, it's been a while since they raced over 201. Well, you're right. It has been. But boy, look at this big red clay right there that they've dumped down. And again, I've watched it. I've witnessed it. I know the work that Steve and Stan Howard will put into that facility, guys. They'll make that place alive and racy once again. Speaking of racy, how about Lucky 7 Speedway? Yes, sir. There was a time when people used to give me a rough go because I like Lucky 7 so good, and go on record again and say one of my favorite racetracks to work at and one of my favorite racetracks to go watch a race at was Lucky 7 Speedway in Colson, Kentucky. Why are you so big on that place? Because I like racing. And anybody that went there, first of all, they'll tell you it was dusty at times, and it was. But one of the reasons I feel like it seemed even more dusty at Lucky 7 is you sat on the track, right above it. So when the fluff come off the track, it hit you. But then when the fluff went over your head, you had to poke your neighbor in the ribs and say, can you believe what we're seeing? Side by side racing all the way around the track in every class. I have seen 4 cylinders, late models, bombers, all 3 in the same night have side-by-side passes for the wins. That place is going to be something else, and our buddy Stephen Breeden is going to put in the time, guarantee. Chicken Hawk will do the work, and he is going to have a place for you guys to come in Letcher County, Kentucky, and watch some good racing action. Now, when you take over a track, there's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of things has to happen, and so oftentimes they change the name of the track. Well, Stephen kind of fell in the category that he had to do that. With that said, though, we all know where it's at. It's in Colson, Kentucky. And we also all know that it'll put on some good racing action for you race fans as we look forward to Stephen Breeden opening up the track down there in Colson, Kentucky. You call it whatever you want to. I'm going to have a hard time not calling it Lucky 7, but it's Hidden Hollow Speedway. Did I do it justice? I think I did. Hidden Hollow Speedway is what it will be listed under. And again, going to be some fun racing there. They've already got a big KDRA race scheduled. They've already got an Ultimate Heart of America race coming. Let me see if I can find you the date on that. I can even tell you when that race is scheduled. August the 1st. That's a Friday night. It's the Coal Miner Classic. If you only knew the hard work that we went into getting the Coal Miner Classic to where it was at. And at one time, guys, when Lucky 7 was open, that thing was on track to be one of the top races of the state. And it's coming back to Lucky 7 Speedway, or as we said, Hidden Hollow. Hidden Hollow Speedway, HHS. HHS. I'll have to practice that during the off season. But on August the 1st, Hidden Hollow Speedway will race for $5,000 to win in the Coal Miners Classic. I'll make you a prediction. I'll predict that's not the only big race that he has. Just trust me on that, okay? But again, Stephen Breeden and his family will do a good job, and we're looking forward to that. I said I wasn't going to be announcing anywhere, and I don't plan on being a full-time announcer, but you'll hear me over there at Hidden Hollow Speedway. I'm going to help them with some of their races. And not going to be a full schedule this year. I think Stephen probably will run, I'm going to say, 8 to 10 races this year, if all goes as planned. And either way, it'll be a fun time for us, and we'll look forward to that. I got to real soon have some of these guys on the show. We're not going to wait till April to start talking to them, because by then we'll be racing and I won't get to get up with them. But again, Chris Tilley has launched, as much as I like, or almost as much as I like racing at Lucky 7 and Mountain Motor, I also like the Battle of the Bluegrass Series. Some of my fondest moments when I really got established in this sport of dirt track racing, it was because of the fact that I covered the Battle of the Bluegrass Series. Literally went to every race they had one season. And God knows at that time, when we followed Eddie Carey and those guys, I had to find out how to get to some of these tracks. But it was fun. I enjoyed every minute of it. I'm not going to complain. But the Battle of the Bluegrass Series, Chris Tilley is bringing that series back. And I'm going to go on record of saying that if he can keep the politics, and not Chris, but the people that will try to make it political, if he can keep those fellas from staying outside and make them have to look in, then that Battle of the Bluegrass Series can be good once again. And it's good for the sport. I know that. It's good for the drivers, good for the fans, and good for the track. When that much good stuff comes out of it, then it's got to be good. And we wish it the best of luck. So again, there's a little bit of dirt track racing for you guys. Let me back up. There's my buddy Chris Godsey. He says calling that game in the historic Car Creek Gym was definitely a check off the bucket list. And it was a great game with both teams playing their hearts out. Chris, I agree 100% with you, buddy. And there's Sheila Niece Colwell. Says, Happy New Year. Thank you, Miss Sheila. I appreciate that. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. In the comment section, again, let me ask you and let me encourage you to tell us what you think the biggest things were in all of sports last year. And maybe we'll share some of your all's opinions on next week's show. But 24 is in the books. 25 is here. And we're looking forward to it. Oh my, high school basketball, grade school basketball, baseball and softball coming up. All the different things that we're getting ready to see happen in our spring sports. Before I go, though, tonight, guys, I want to remind you that at Alice Lloyd College, we here at Hometown Sports Corner are going to host an awards night for the high school football teams, the volleyball teams, the tennis teams, the soccer teams, and our dirt track racers from last year. We let you fans vote on your fan favorites in dirt track racing, We're going to recognize the Mountain Motor Speedway top 3 in the Fall Classic Championships. We're going to give away a Driver of the Year award from us, who we think the Driver of the Year award goes to. We're going to recognize Quarterback of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, our all first teams, our all second teams, our Volleyball Player of the Year, our soccer players, our golfers of the year. And we want you guys to come over and be with us. Now, the people that are getting the awards will get in free. Anybody else, there's a $10 admission. The $10 that's raised from the general admission will go to the Hometown Sports Corner athletic scholarships. Or I don't even want to say athletic. Let me back up. We'll go to our Hometown Sports Corner scholarship funds. Last year we gave away 6 scholarships. This year our goal is to give anywhere from 12 to 20 different scholarships up. And so the money raised from that, the money raised from a couple of basketball games and a couple of coaching clinics, we put all that money together and we give it back to the students. Every dollar of it. And so the $10 general admission will go for that Hometown Sports Corner College Fund. And again, we tell you how much we raised, and we tell you how many scholarships you helped us give away. And we've never had anybody have any fault with us yet over it, because everybody I think that knows us knows that here we're in this for the right reason, to promote the athletes, to share with you what we think about the sports, and any money that we raise, we try to put back into the program and certainly into those scholarships. But just as 2024 is in the books, so is the first show of 2025. It's been a good one. Hope you enjoy it, and hope you will agree with me that 2025 is going to be the funnest sports years we've ever had. It will be, can be, if you guys will be good sports fans and help us out. Until next time, I'll see you around the corner on Hometown Sports Corner. Good night. God bless you, everyone. Established in 1954, Hyman Funeral Service has always been locally owned and operated. Located off of Highway 80, the current facility, built in 1986, was designed to meet the needs of you and your family. Our facility offers 3 chapels of varying sizes to accommodate your desires. We also have a wide range of services to customize for your funeral needs. From the first call through the aftercare program, we are there for the families. Hyman Funeral Services. Are you struggling to lose weight? Do you have an underlying health issue? Stressful eating? No time to go to the gym? Come see us at East Kentucky Wellness Center. They want to help you lose weight. Come see them on Highway 119 in North Ermine, Kentucky, or call them at 606-403-1212. Looking for the hard-to-get gift for someone? We recommend East Kentucky Wellness gift vouchers. Remember, a healthier you starts today. 606-403-1212.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Nestled in the mountains of Appalachia, along the Purpose Road, is a hidden gem, Alice Lloyd College. For 100 years, ALC has been providing opportunities.
Opportunity to learn from the best.
Opportunity to work for my education.
Opportunity to serve my community.
Opportunity to become a leader.
Opportunity to find my life's purpose.
Apply now to find your purpose at Alice Lloyd College.
Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is proud to sponsor tonight's sporting event. Nelson Frazier has the highest quality American-made funeral products, cremation services, mausoleum, and memorial markers, all with a family budget in mind. With 3 chapels located in Hyman, Martin, and now in Prestonsburg. Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is local people serving local families.
On streets of glory.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
Hey you, it's me, Marcello. Are you looking for a great place to eat lunch or a dinner? Then go right now to Hot Rods. They have delicious pizza, cheese sticks, spaghetti, wings, a salad bar, and more. You can eat in, carry out, or get a delivery from 4 great locations. Heinemann, Hazard, Allen, and Betsy Lane. That's a Hot Rods. It's the best place this side of Italy. Mwah!